Hello, welcome to Report Vikings, your daily Minnesota Vikings news channel. Let's explore today's latest news. But first, I ask for your help. Like this video. Many of you follow our content daily, but forget to click the like button. It's a simple, free gesture that helps us a lot. I appreciate your support. Today we have two pieces of news that are driving fans crazy. There's great news about the signing of an NFL star and a controversy involving a Vikings star. Now, enough of the chatter, let's go! Trey Amos could be the missing piece in the Vikings secondary. In the NFL, talent alone doesn't guarantee stability, especially in the secondary. And the Minnesota Vikings know this better than anyone. After another busy offseason marked by significant changes on defense, the team continues to search for an ideal balance of experience, youth, and depth in its cornerback unit. And it is in this context that a name begins to gain strength. Trey Amos. The Vikings gave up veterans like Shaq Griffin and Stephon Gilmore, allowing both to test the market. They kept Byron Murphy, who is coming off his best season so far, 6 interceptions and a well-deserved Pro Bowl nomination, and bet on the promise of Rodgers, who has shown flashes of talent but still needs to prove consistency across a full schedule. Mekhi Blackmon, who returns from a serious cruciate ligament injury, is an unknown quantity. The scenario, therefore, is one of uncertainty and room for reinforcements. At 6'1" and 185 pounds, Amos has the ideal build for an outside cornerback, and he knows exactly how to use it. His reach and wingspan are natural weapons, and he has learned throughout his college journey to use them intelligently and aggressively. Amos didn't have a traditional trajectory. She started at the University of Louisiana, went on to Alabama, and most recently played for Ole Miss. At each stop, he matured, evolved technically, and proved his worth, even without the same shine as more hyped prospects. At 23, he may not be the youngest in the class, but he makes up for it with maturity, discipline, and above all, a competitive mindset that fits like a glove in Brian Flores' system. What stands out about Amos's game is his physicality. A press man, coverage specialist, he turns the line of scrimmage into a battlefield, using quick hands and a solid body to stop wide receivers from advancing early in the play. He forces opponents to think twice before running their routes, a key differentiator for an aggressive defense like the Vikings. But it's not just about strength. Amos also demonstrates remarkable tactical intelligence with accurate route reading and excellent spatial awareness, especially when close to the touchline. He knows where he is, where his opponent is, and how to use that to his advantage. A talent that cannot be taught, only honed. Still, like every prospect, it brings with it areas to be developed. Their aggressiveness, while often an advantage, can go over the top. In the NFL, where referees are less lenient than those in the NCAA, that could mean crucial penalties. He also needs to polish his zone coverage, where he sometimes hesitates or misses the timing of the play. But these are aspects that can be corrected with good coaching and time on the field. Amos also shows willingness in the run game, something essential for cornerbacks in modern schemes. While his tackling technique is still inconsistent, his physical delivery and willingness to take on bigger running backs shows he's willing to do the dirty work, a rare quality. In Brian Flores' system, which prioritizes versatility, aggression, and intelligence, Trey Amos seems like a natural choice. He wouldn't arrive to be an immediate star, but as a valuable piece to complete the defensive puzzle. An extra weapon in a group that still needs to prove depth and resilience. The number 24 pick may be a bit high for his market value, but the Vikings have alternatives. A strategic move, moving down in the draft and accumulating capital, could put Amos in the crosshairs. Perhaps late on day 1 or early on day 2. And if that happens, don't be surprised if, before long, Trey Amos goes from being just another name in the draft to becoming an essential part of Minnesota's defensive renaissance. Vikings reject Aaron Rodgers' move and bet all their chips on J.J. McCarthy. In Minnesota, the winds of change are blowing strong. The future of the Vikings offense appears to have one name: J.J. McCarthy. Even with the shadow of an NFL legend looming in the wings, the franchise has made it clear that the plan is to move forward with the young quarterback and leave the past where it belongs. In recent weeks, rumors have been swirling around the NFL. Aaron Rodgers, four-time MVP and one of the most iconic names of the last decade, would have approached the Vikings with the desire to wear purple and gold in 2025. To many, the mere idea sounded like a plot twist worthy of a movie script. Rodgers trading the historic rivalry with Minnesota for one last dance in search of the coveted Lombardi Trophy. But that's not how the story ended. According to a report published by Albert Breer of Sports Illustrated, Rodgers reached out directly to Vikings officials. Your proposal? One season, one last act, combining the ambition of another Super Bowl with the role of mentor to J.J. McCarthy, this year's rookie draft pick. The idea was captivating: experience and leadership on one side, youth and potential on the other. And the Vikings listened. They sat at the table. They considered. A proposal like this doesn't come along every day. But the more they looked into it, the clearer it became. Giving in to that plea would mean pausing McCarthy's development, not to put him under pressure or create competition, but to bench him for a year, in the name of a dream that may already be in the rearview mirror. In the end, the decision was courageous and revealing. The franchise's board, led by Kwesi Adolfo-Mensah and coach Kevin O'Connell, chose to bet on the new. Focus on building something based on the long term, instead of looking for shortcuts. J.J. McCarthy will be the center of the project, and the team is molding the offense around him. Rodgers, in turn, was left out. The man who dominated the pitch with millimetric passes and provocative phrases on the microphones now watches from the sidelines, waiting for a new chance. And so far, it hasn't arrived. Rumors have it that the Pittsburgh Steelers made an offer weeks ago, but nothing has been confirmed. It's still available, and apparently still has hope. But is there still room for Aaron Rodgers in the NFL? A 41-year-old quarterback coming off a serious Achilles injury, with a personality that demands the spotlight. Would he accept a supporting role? History says no. Rodgers doesn't want to be depth of the roster. He wants to be a starter, leader, star. The problem is that the Vikings, like other teams, already seem to have made their decision. And as much as the idea of seeing him as McCarthy's mentor had a Hollywood charm, the truth is that, on the field, this coexistence might never work. O'Connell's system demands compromise and adaptation, something that doesn't mesh easily with Rodgers' dominant and often uncompromising style. Meanwhile, McCarthy, just 22, gets a golden opportunity to lead a franchise that trusts in his talent, his work ethic, and his ability to develop over time. With a prepared coaching staff and an evolving cast, he has all the tools to write his own legacy, without having to share the spotlight with a legend. Rodgers can keep waiting, but if it depends on the Vikings, he will wait from afar.